G'day guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler in the emergency storage shed for another week. We're going to continue getting boxes from the top and just see what's in them, see if we can reduce this clutter, make some money, continue this adventure to the back of the emergency storage shed. There's some boards up the top I'm going to get down first, and I'm going to stand on an old microwave because what else do you do with microwaves? I've decided not to fix any more microwaves. I'm just scrapping them all because it's just too hard to sell. Okay. These planks are very nice old pieces of, I think they're pine. They're from like a country kitchen table, so it's a tabletop. Beautiful character, a bit split on the ends, but I've kept them because it's such good timber. You just don't get timber in this wide plank configuration these days, and certainly not the same quality. There's hardly any knots in this old pine, so it's beautiful to work with. I don't have a specific job for it at the moment, but it's too good to get rid of, I feel. And they're quite heavy. And it's been handy to put on top of these boxes to stop the possums making a mess. I think there's been some possums in here. That's a really nice piece. That's the centerpiece. A couple of little, I don't think it's even knots. I think they're just stains. So lovely old grained timber. Beautiful character. I'm sure that could be useful. I could certainly sell it if I didn't want it, but I'm going to hang on to it for now. Right, there's another plank up here. We might as well get them all down. And I'm enjoying seeing the back of the shed. Back over there, it's obviously, what would these be? 6 feet long, maybe 5 feet long. And they're still well short of the end of the shed. So we've got a bit to go. I'll store them around the back of the shed for now. They don't need to be in here, but they will be out of the weather. Okay, these boxes, I think we have some new glasses, probably a wedding gift or something from the 70s. We'll have a look at those. We have another box here, which might be some more. Oh no, this looks like puzzles or something. So it's certainly not glasses. That'll be interesting to go through. And I think we'll get through those pretty quickly. Maybe this one back here. It's quite heavy. What's in here? Oh, I have no idea, but it's heavy. We'll take this through and we'll do these 3 today, and that will achieve getting a lot out of this shed. Hopefully some good value stuff to sell. So come on, let's unbox it. Okay, did I give you an episode number? I think we're at episode 186. I think that's right. So we're pushing towards 4 years of getting stuff out of that shed. And for those new to the channel, we've added up around about $37,000 of stuff that I've sold, or most of it I've sold. And there's also been some stuff that I've kept that I haven't added into that tally. So it's been a pretty good haul. What are we going to get today? Well, the suspense builds. Here we have some tumblers. So they're made in China. They've got a barcode. So they're after 1980, probably 80s. Yeah, they look kind of 80s. Quite a florally design. But they've never been out of the packaging, I don't think. Geez, they're squashed into the foam. Who hates that sound? Awful sound. I don't think... Can I get one out without causing them to all break? Oh, we can push through from the back. All right, so there we go. Frosted tumblers, floral design. They're probably quite a nice glass to drink out of, but yeah, I don't think they're of much value. We'll clean the box up a little bit. We'll leave them in the box. I'll try and get $10 for them. I don't think they're, I don't know, I don't think they're worth much more than that. They might not even be worth that, but we'll see how we go. Okay, let's get on to the more exciting stuff. This one has what, I think this is this a model? Plastic model, or is it a jigsaw? I think it's a model. Military miniatures, German machine gun troops, infantry, or is it just a set of plastic soldiers? Tamiya were well known for their kits, their model plane kits. Is this unopened? Oh no, it has been opened. Alright, so it is a kit. Oh look, unused. You've actually got to put the soldiers together. Looks like most of the soldiers' parts are still clipped in the plastic frames. Is that all that's in there? Yeah. Oh, there's little little decals here. It has been opened, and there's a couple of loose bodies floating around. And it looks like someone's painted his boots, because he used to put these models together and paint them up. I did a lot of model planes when I was younger, but most of the soldiers' arms and bodies are still attached to the frames. That one looks complete. So you have the soldier's body, you have various limbs, and then you have some machine guns, grenades. I don't even know what those ones are. So that one's complete, that frame. Nothing's been broken off that I can see. The other frame has had some pieces broken off it. Well, not broken, you're supposed to bend them back and forward until they come off. And then we have a harmless soldier, an armless soldier. Then we have a set of legs, and the one that oh no, that's complete, but he's lost the top of his head and his arms as well. So it's basically, yeah, are there some pieces missing? There's helmets. No, I think it might be all there. Anyway, I'll have to check out online if these sets get anything. It's kind of cool. It's a shame it's not all original. Someone started, and why would they paint his boots without even putting his arms on? All right, well, and yes, we still have the little transfers or decals there as well. Okay, I guess that can go back in. I'll do some checking. I think some of these models are worth quite a bit. Age-wise, I'm thinking maybe 1970s. Does it have a barcode? That's usually the telltale sign. So there's no barcode on the box. So I'm going to say 1970s. There's possibly not a date on it. And that's all the bits and pieces. So there we go, military miniatures. Ready to assemble plastic model kit. Right, I'm going to say $20 as a guess, but I will check out and see if they're worth any more. It's kind of a shame it has been opened, but it's almost unused. Well, yeah. Nice, the original box is in pretty good condition. I'll wipe the dust off that. It actually presents pretty well. The artwork's good, the colours are good. And, oh yeah, that's what you get. Righto, what else is in this box? We have a box, a timber box. What is this? Are they drawers? Oh, is this? It's quite a nice timber box. It looks like an oak. And you put coins in it by the looks of it. Something goes right through. There's a hole right through. And a key operates down there. And I don't immediately know what it is. Maybe it's a large safe. I don't ever remember seeing that before in my life. Oh, hang on. This opens. Does that give us any clues? It's definitely a lock down the bottom. Something's spring-loaded. And do you keep something in there? It's more than... I think it's incomplete. And there's some... Oh, they're spring-loaded, but they're latched, so they won't come out immediately. How to release the latch? There we go. But that doesn't give me any clues. I don't know what that is. Very unusual. Maybe it's just a homemade project, but what was it supposed to do? Is it just a giant money box? I'm sure it does some function. And I don't know what the key does. Because the key, maybe it used to lock. Yeah, I think the key was supposed to lock this from sliding out. So that can be locked so you can't get into it. How unusual. What else is in this box? Oh, another timber box. Oh, a nice ammeter. But it's got, I don't know what that is. And I don't know how to open it. It looks like that's screwed closed. I'll have to undo that screw. Okay. So, a homemade project here. It certainly looks like it. But again, I'm not really sure what it is. Takes a battery, perhaps. Has a lead there. Whoops, what did we lose? Oh, that's the screw. So it's got a large ammeter. I'm not sure what this is. And it has a probe here. And it takes a battery. And I'm guessing that's some sort of homemade contraption. But again, I don't really know what it is. And I'm sure I've never seen these before. Did someone sneak into my shed and plant some stuff? That's all that's in a box. Oh, there's a key. So that key would suit this. I'm assuming. It's a standard type cupboard lock. Yep. So that turns it, and I'm guessing now we can't open it. Okay. So it is lockable. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm at a bit of a loss with these. I can usually come up with some sort of theory. The best theory I've got here is it's actually got Japanese writing on here, or Chinese. I'll get a close-up of that gauge. So the best theory is this is some sort of torture device, and this is a giant money box. Prove me wrong. Put your comments down below. Value? I don't know. I better do some research. I'm thinking just as novelty items, maybe $20 each, but might go a bit more than that. But yeah, nice timber, but I don't know what they are. Okay, we certainly get some weird and wonderful stuff on this channel, don't we? Now, let's get into this one. This was a heavy box, quite heavy, and I don't know what's in here. Something else timber, and I don't know what this is either. A cigarette dispenser. Would hold a cigarette there. Oh, it could be actually. I'm thinking if there was a cigarette lying there, but you had others in that compartment in there, which you perhaps fill upside down and work this through, and then you'd have one on top. When you take that one, you lift it up, put it down, you'd have another one on top until they run out. I don't know, I'm only guessing again. Straight slot screws, nice real timber, no plywood. I'm guessing it's mid-century. They look like buttons, timber buttons to hide. Oh, they're just feet, but they're not to hide screws, no. I'm thinking 1950s, and I'm going to call it a cigarette dispenser until it's proven otherwise. Now, we have things in these plastic bags in here that are quite heavy. Very heavy. I don't really want the box. It's already starting to come apart, so let's open it this way. Oh, we have hardware. Lots of brass. They look like brass knobs. Lots of door knobs. We have some porcelain casters off very old tables and things. We have some more modern kitchen type cupboard hinges. Bit of everything. I think that's quite modern. It's a Phillips head screw. There's some porcelain ones. Oh, some nice heavy wrought iron type, almost medieval type door latches, door handles. We have some retro drawer handles. We have a real mixture. Some crystal knobs. So we'll sort these out into groups. That's a small caster off probably a chair, Victorian chair, and then the larger ones would have been off a table. Lots of these mid-century industrial style So we cover all bases here. Plastic retro, might be Bakelite, no I think it's plastic. Lots of eras, lots of styles, all different sizes. Art Deco. Oh, that's from a sliding door on a sort of 50s deco kitchen dresser. Okay, now we'll sort them all out. What's in this one? It looks like all brass ones. Again, I don't need the container, and these are all brass. They look much the same. Are they? They're all the same? I think they are. They should sell okay. They're obviously second hand. They're quite tarnished. They possibly would have been lacquered. I think I saw one with a paint dribble on it, so they've been used. Yeah, these are all the same. Oh, there's one with a paint dribble. So these will sell okay. Anyone doing up vintage furniture would like the old brass knobs. They've got a nice older patina, even though they're probably not super old. They might be 1970s. There's not a lot of weight in these for actual scrap brass. I'll do much better selling them as cupboard knobs. And we could get $5 a pair, something like that. There's a lot in here. I'll sort all these out. We're going to have a fair bit of value here in hardware, which is good. So that's what we've got today. Some really weird mystery timber items. A little kit of German infantrymen. A set of tumblers from the 80s. It was probably a wedding gift. And a whole heap of hardware I've got to sort out. And we'll get a price list, and I think you'll be surprised what this adds up to. Right, just before we get to the actual list of prices, I've spread them out. I've sorted out what I've got, and I'll just give you a rough idea of what I was thinking of pricing them at. These brass knobs are not super old, but they're kind of vintage. They possibly were lacquered, so you could polish them back or remove the lacquer, polish them, and then re-lacquer them to look absolutely sparkling new. But I think the vintage look looks better. I think we had 14 sets of those plus one. I was going to go $5 the pair, so 14 by 5 is what, $70 if we sold all those plus one spare. These three are more modern ones. They're probably a Georgian or Victorian style. We'll go 10 on the three of those. I found these bits in amongst it. The lid off a little kid's tea set perhaps, and a little teacup. Unfortunately it's chipped and got a crack somewhere, I did notice. Yeah, it's chipped on top there. I don't think there's any value there. And this one I think it's porcelain, and it's been hand painted, but I think it's actually an escutcheon cover, swing over cover for your key goes through on a door. I don't see any real value in those. I might put that in the $1 box. These retro, probably 1960s drawer handles, there's a full set of 8 of those. We might go $20 on those because someone doing up a piece of furniture, there's a full set there. These ones I think are more modern. I was going to go $10 on the whole set of these. They've been hand painted on the knob. Some of them have these backing plates, some don't. So 10 on the lot. I'm going to go 20 for these nice old wrought iron. Well, I guess they're pulls, they're door pulls. They do actually swivel if you want to have a latch, actually have a shaft through that operates a latch, or you could just screw them straight to a door and use them as a pull. I think $20 a pair on those. Random retro ones I'm just going to put in the $1 each bin. Same with a few others like this one. It's only a die-cast modern one. It can go in the $1 bin. Same with some random knobs. Probably put those ones in the $1 bin as well. There's a little coat hook there, probably come out of a wardrobe. This is quite a solid brass door pull. I think I'll put 10 on that. Maybe 10 on a lot of industrial mid-century pulls. Now the casters are porcelain casters. These ones all match. They're off a table. I think there's 4 of them. We'll go $20 a set there. And there's actually 8 of the little ones, which would have suited a set of 4 chairs because they only had casters on the front legs. The back legs they just sat on the floor. Otherwise you had casters on all the legs. You'd roll around all over the place. So $20 on those set as well. Some Art Deco drawer pulls here. There's 4 of those. We might go 10. There's a pair of Art Deco larger drawer pulls here, maybe 5 the pair. These will go 5 for the set of 3 little kitchen cabinet drawer pulls. Little knobs here, little porcelain knobs, not sure what that off. We'll go 5 for that set. So just a lot of random hardware. It's going to add up to a fair bit. It'll be good stock for the shop. So I'll do a price list on those shortly. I have my price list done, and I've made some discoveries on what this stuff is. It's quite interesting. Firstly, I forgot to include these little crystal doorknobs that were in that pile we just looked at. I thought it'd go $5 each. They are 3 different styles, but they should sell okay. So our total, before we go any further, $435. Now, are you surprised? Particularly when we take away the top items and just go on the hardware from $70 for those brass knobs down. There's $235 worth of hardware there, if I can sell it at those prices. Now, these things, I was right with that. It's a cigarette dispenser. This one is cigarette related as well, and I kind of should have worked it out. I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't work it out because it's not that complicated. A lot of you probably did work it out. Mind you, it's easier just sitting back watching than trying to think on camera. It's a cigarette vending machine. So it's a cigarette box dispenser which takes coins, 2 different size coins, and I'll put the camera in the tripod and I'll see if I can explain to you how it works. I think it's incomplete because I can't see any way of the coins getting from the slots down to where they need to go, which I'll show you in a second. And I don't know what these holes were. The hole goes right through. Perhaps that was to stop these drawer things sliding out completely. But yeah, it's incomplete, but I'll show you how it works. Or at least my best guess at how it works. Now there's spring-loaded little pieces of metal here, one on each side. And they catch underneath these little drawer things on a little ratchet. I'm not sure why it's got multiple positions there, because, you know, one would probably work. Not sure. Anyway, that slides in there, and is that the right side? I think it is. No, it's the other side. Yeah, that one goes in there. And that little spring-loaded piece of metal there works like a kind of a ratchet, and it allows it to slide in and not come out. So these were stacked full of cigarette boxes, and one would rest in there, one would rest on the other side. And when you put your money in, somehow the coin got from there down to a little slot on top of this sliding piece. And when the coin rested in there, and I haven't got any coins with me, and I tried a number of different size washers and they weren't working, but when the coin of the right size goes into that slot, it sticks out the bottom a little bit. And I'll just remove this now to show you. And see, it comes through that hole there. And I have got a washer that I can demonstrate with. So the coin will sit beside there, and as you pull the drawer out, once your coin's in there, it will open that angled piece and release the latch at the other end so that you can slide the drawer out. Once you've slid the drawer out, the coin will then drop down into the case there, and I guess they just built up around the bottom, and your thingo would be then out so that you can take your cigarettes, because remember, this piece is across the front. Like so. I'm not sure what stopped this coming any further. I mean, perhaps it doesn't quite fit there, but maybe there was a rod that went through those holes. You would take your cigarettes out and then you'd push it back in and it locks. And the next person has to put their money in to get their cigarettes out. So it's a cigarette vending machine. I'm not sure when it dates to. I'm thinking early 1900s. It's beautiful old timber. It certainly would have taken different coins than what we use today. The cupboard lock, I better get my valuable washer out. The cupboard lock looks kind of 1930s or 40s, so maybe it dates to then. The lock does work, as you saw earlier. So there you go. incomplete, but pretty cool. And this other side works the same. It is a different size slot, so it takes different coins. Perhaps you had expensive cigarettes one side and cheaper ones the other. Let's get that in position somewhere. Oh, that's out. That should be down there. There we go. We can slide the front back in. And I can indeed lock that if I want to. So, pretty cool. I'm going to put, what did I put on the notepad? You may have seen it, $85. I couldn't find any the same online. There's no branding on it, but it's a really cool piece of old vending machine history. I don't know what the pack of cigarettes would have cost. Probably, well, the slots are too small for pennies, so maybe a sixpence. Maybe this isn't Australian, and maybe they were a different coin. A US coin, a UK coin, I'm not sure. There's no marks on it anywhere as far as branding goes. It's possible that it's homemade, but I'm guessing it was made to sell cigarettes. Whether a company made them or whether just a carpenter made his own, don't know. But pretty cool piece. Really nice looking timber piece as well to go in the shop. And I'm going to ask $85 for it. Now, while I've got you in the tripod there, I've had a look at this one. The photo I took of the dial, I showed AI, and the Japanese writing, it is Japanese, apparently says that it was made in September 1942, so that's only a couple of months before the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. So it's possibly military, certainly made during World War II era. It is just an ammeter, but maybe it had a specific use with these particular wiring. I'm not sure if that was a battery plug or maybe it was to go in something else. I don't think it's related to aircraft or anything, but I'd say it's certainly World War II era. So whether it was military, I don't know. Very cool piece again. Great bit of sort of steampunk with the old gauge. The needle does flop around, so I would expect that the ammeter probably works. And I've gone 45 on that. And our other piece over here, our cigarette dispenser. I did find a few similar online. Very simple, just push up the next cigarette as I guessed initially. I'm going to go $40 on that. Beautiful piece of timber here. Great condition. And I think the internal timber is actually cedar. It's quite light. It feels quite soft. It has that red cedar look to it. The outside possibly, well, it would have it's got a veneer on it, so I'm not sure what sort of veneer that is. Anyway, another nice piece, probably 1940s or 50s, again similar era to the ammeter here, and I think that vending machine's probably a bit older, so I've gone $40 on that one. So there was some cool stuff in this episode. Honestly, I have never seen these items before in my life, so I have no idea. It could have been in a box that I moved from someone's shed when we had to empty a place quickly. I don't always get to go through the boxes, so there you go. It's like Christmas, isn't it? Like a lucky dip and some pretty cool stuff. But interestingly, as cool as that stuff is, I'm pricing out the hardware at more value purely because of the multiplication effect. Hopefully we sell it. It'll take a bit longer to sell. I think this stuff will sell pretty quickly. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.